Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Off the Ledger. This is the third episode, and today I'm going to be interviewing Akshay, who is our co host. And I'm just going to get into a little bit about him. So, he is a recent master's graduate in applied data science from the University of Canterbury. And when he's not in deep data, he will find him in the outdoors, tramping, shooting hoops, or planning his next big trip. He has been on a big trip to Southeast Asia. He's a massive Linkin Park fan and a love of a good book on geopolitics or history, and always curious about science, policy, and innovation and connection. And maybe one day he'll turn all that curiosity into an entrepreneurial venture of his own. So today we're just gonna continue talking about the journey of Akshay from his journey from India to New Zealand. And yeah, this is really, really fun. It's gonna be exciting learning more about you. So starting off, why New Zealand?
Yeah, so that's actually a very good question. And I think in our discussions off the camera, you already know a good part of my story. But for the benefit of the audiences, I had never really planned to come to New Zealand. I'm not a very studious kind of a guy, but back in India, on one Sunday, for some weird reason, I got this urge that I need to go to a study fair. Essentially, a lot of university representatives coming there and selling courses to a lot of students. And I don't know why, but I ended up going to that fair, and I was meeting a bunch of representatives from a bunch of universities. The short of it is that I was not. I was looking to like transition back into STEM because at that point I was not. I was doing like I had done my graduation in business administration, and then getting back into STEM after that degree is slightly difficult. Uh, but it just so happened that after speaking to almost all the universities and realizing that my chances are slim, there was this one last booth that was left. And initially, I thought, all right, I have got all the information that I need, and I can just walk past, move on, whatever. Like I'll have to deal with this next year, whatever. But then while leaving, there was this urge in me that said, you know what, you have come all this way, might as well go to that booth, the last one, and have a chat with the rep. Turns out that rep was from University of Canterbury, and after asking me a lot of questions, he basically pointed me to a course that was exactly what I was looking for. And it was only the University of Canterbury that had a course like this, which gave people who were not from a STEM background a chance to get back into STEM. And that's when I grabbed the opportunity, sent the application. Within 2 days, I got the acceptance, and then it escalated so quickly. Like I remember my visa applications and everything. It was a 3 month cycle. Like if you're making such a big transition, 3 month cycle is a very short time. But then that's how I found myself here. And the funnier bit is when you Google University of Canterbury, it just shows you a bunch of results of University of Canterbury. You don't actually see the physical location on the map unless you actually go on Google Maps and look for it. I never did that. I thought I was heading to Europe. And then right before getting on the flight, I open my phone and I check, and I'm like, oh no, I'm going all the way down south. But that's how I found myself in New Zealand.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's a big transition, like 3 months. And then how long have you been here now?
Right. So it's been a little over 1.5 year.
Yeah.
So about 18 months. Actually 19 to be honest. 19, 20. But whatever. So I've been here slightly over 1.5 year.
Yeah, so you've enjoyed like a couple winters.
Yes, 2 winters.
Yeah.
2 winters, yeah.
How is that, like the weather versus your home and here?
Oh man. So the temperature right now is somewhere around like 21, 25. That's the lowest it gets in my end. Sometimes it goes to probably 15, right? So coming here and experiencing the New Zealand winter was something I didn't adapt initially, because even though I mean I've been in places in India where there is a lot of winters like -2, -10 or whatever, the different aspect here is how quickly the weather changes and the wind. It's really
Yeah.
windy. So wind temperatures are, I believe, I could be wrong, but they're slightly lower than what the actual temperatures are.
Yes.
So that adds to the.
Yes.
But you know what I admire about the Kiwis or the people who have been here for a long time is like it could be almost 0 degrees Celsius and they're walking in shorts.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I notice. I'm like, how do you guys do this? So yeah, I always
Yeah.
equate them to like penguins in a way, but just out of humor. Yeah.
I mean, we are pretty close to Antarctica, so kind of are penguins.
Yes, I mean, I think for the benefit of the audiences, uh, New Zealand and Christchurch specifically has like an Antarctic center,
Yeah, we have
and
Antarctica Center, yeah. You can go see the penguins. You
yeah,
can survive a snow blizzard inside.
yeah,
Have a real experience of that.
yeah. But I think you guys are also like the base to
Yeah, we're
all
the base
the
to Scott base, yeah.
yeah. So like all the Antarctic missions take off from here essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. A lot of even international countries come here and then go there as well.
yeah,
It's like Americans as well, sometimes, yeah.
yeah.
So what were your first impressions of New Zealand? Like what were your first day here? What was that like?
All right. So what I remember, like stepping right off the aircraft, was a sudden blast of wind hitting my face. I remember that. What I remember is absolutely clear air and cold. That's what I remember because I came at the flag end of Feb and the beginning of March last year.
Yeah.
But I immediately felt the absolute beauty. Like for people who haven't been to New Zealand and probably hearing this or watching this online, my words will be insufficient in explaining what how beautiful this place is. Like the landscape, the mountains, the countryside, the trees,
And you
beautiful.
can see the sea as well from certain points from the
100%.
mountains.
Yeah. Also, to point another thing out, I remember when we had gone for a tramp with you and Justin, and also like from our university, there are mountains here which are like almost 85, 90 kilometers away, and you
Yes.
can see them.
Yeah, yeah.
So just imagine the air quality that's here. You can see something which is like 85 kilometers away. That's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. Yeah. I definitely grew to appreciate that when I got back from traveling because in certain places it was just yellow or like there would be one mountain that wouldn't be that far away from you when you're just driving between cities and then you can't see the sun,
Yeah.
but it's not cloud, it's just fog. And I was like, wow, that never happened in New Zealand to me before. And it was quite interesting. Were there any challenges coming here from India being an international student?
So the short version of it is yes. I mean, any transition is going to come with its own set of challenges, especially if you are transitioning for the first time. You are away from you don't know anybody to start with. Yes, we are in a interconnected world with the internet. The world has become a smaller place, but even so, if you are moving location to a completely new environment, completely different culture, completely different food, you don't know anybody. So initially, yes, there are teething issues. I mean, I call them teething issues because it's essentially like that. Over time, you get used to it. So, for example, you have to navigate your own way around. You don't have a lot of local support, and especially I came in after the induction programs and everything had already started, so I didn't know anybody at all. So it's like so yeah. I mean, those were some challenges that I faced: finding a house, moving around, finding where to buy food, and initially you will always end up having like slightly higher expenditures as well because you don't know. So like you will settle for whatever you get in a way. Like for example, there could be a cheaper option of some food place available, but since
Yeah,
you don't know,
you
you
don't know
just go.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like that.
How, like, what do you recommend for people coming in and facing these challenges? Like, what do you recommend for their first steps?
Absolutely. So if you are, and I can only speak for like all the international students because firstly, if you come during the time frame when they have all the induction programs, chances are you will get a lot of information and help. because you'd be meeting other international students who are coming in at that time as well. So you guys can quickly make those connections, ask people around. That will be helpful. Second, do a whole bit of research, like read a lot.
Find out that you're coming to New Zealand and not Europe before
Europe,
you come.
yes, absolutely. Do that. Look at the place on the map. Look at the temperatures for housing. Reach out to your university staff. More often than not, they will be very likely to help you, or they might point you to the resources that would actually help you.
Yeah, that's some good recommendations. Definitely research before you come.
Research, 100%.
100%. So going from that, are there any memorial moments that you had at first? Like something that you're like, whoa, that is so funny that that happened.
Oh, so I have a few of them. Firstly, memorable moment, which is not funny. I'll start with that, and then I'll go to the funny one, funny bit. So the university gave us a voucher when we came here to 3 or 4 options, either sea kayaking, dolphin cruise, or whatever.
Oh, wow, that's so nice.
That's so nice,
Yeah.
right? To Akaroa. And the moment I came here, I knew it that I have to go. Like, I don't want to postpone this for later. Like, you don't get opportunities like this. So I used the voucher. I went for sea kayaking in Akaroa. I saw seals for the first time. I saw penguins for the first time. The New Zealand
The smaller ones.
smaller ones, yeah.
But they're still cute though.
Oh, they're very cute. And not only that, like the bay, the crystal blue waters, and then you're kayaking, absolutely amazing. And for the funny bit, I ended up making a few friends, all people from different parts of the world, and we ended up taking a trip, and we got pulled over by cops, right? So one of the girls who was driving, she, in all the excited conversations, she ended up speeding, and she didn't realize. And next thing I know is like we see the blue strobes behind lights.
Was this to Nelson or was it coming back from the Tasman?
So this was neither. It was, I don't know if you're aware of like Washburn Falls.
No, I don't know.
Right. So I don't know the directions, but it was on the way to Washburn Falls when we got pulled over. So I don't know the direction, whether it's Nelson or somewhere else.
Don't know where it is. Just went.
Yeah. 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 So that was really funny because when the cop, so the girl, she was a Chinese student, right? And she had her thick Chinese accent, and all the people in the car, they all had their accents. So I had my Indian accent. The guy on the front left seat was a French guy with a thick French accent. And she didn't know the protocol, right? Once you get pulled over. So she ran towards the cop car, and the guy, and both of us were sitting because we also didn't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
So the cop then yelled at her to like get back in the car.
Yeah.
She was so confused, but then she came and then she sat. So after some point, the cop came to the driver's side window, and then he asked her, and she tried telling him, but he couldn't understand the accent. So he looked at my friend who was from France, and he said something, and he couldn't understand his accent. So he looked at me, and then finally I explained to him, he basically asked like, "Where are you guys going?" And I said, "We are going so and so and whatever," and then we got a ticket.
I wonder what would have happened if he didn't understand any of you.
I know, right?
That would have been really funny.
That would have been really funny. But yeah, so that's one memorable. And yes, visiting Abel Tasman, finding out that you need a sleeping bag if you're going to be camping out in the cold. We found out on that trip.
Yeah.
After one night of staying awake.
Yeah.
And doing jumping jacks in the middle of the night. So that was my camping experience in Abel Tasman.
Yeah, that's really beautiful there.
Yeah.
What is the thing that you miss the most about India?
Food. 100% food. Like, it's cheap, and it's a lot, and it's absolutely tasty. Like, it's cheaper than getting like street food in India. The quantity that you'll get for something cheaper than McDonald's. Like, so McDonald's, everybody knows the cheapest fast food or whatever. Like, I'm sure there might be other options as well, but even in India, it's cheaper to get a full-size meal on the street. cheaper and much more healthier and much more rich in flavor than any fast food joint anywhere.
Have you found anything in Christchurch close to what is at your hometown?
To be honest, no.
Why do you think that is?
Because okay, so there are a lot of Indian restaurants here. In fact, I was pretty pleased at the same time, like surprised to find out how many Indian restaurants
There is
there.
a lot of choice, yeah.
Yeah, and I was very naively thinking, oh, if I go there and if people ask me, I might take them to an Indian restaurant to have them experience that. But then I realized they have already experienced
We've already gone to all
all
the
of
Indian
it.
restaurants,
So
yeah.
there's nothing I can tell them that's new. The only way you guys can experience something new is if you guys actually come to
Yeah.
India and then experience the street food. But are you aware of Zyka, which is next to
Yeah,
the
it's really close to
yeah?
university. Yeah.
So that comes close because it has everything on the menu that we have.
Okay.
So
So really big menu.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really big menu, but you cannot. I mean, it tastes good as well. I wouldn't say like it's not completely not Indian food, but what happens is like, and this is where what I try to explain to people is like when you go to that region, right? You're going to have certain seasoning and flavors because of the way they, let's say, wash the utensils or where they get it from. So those things also add a certain flavor to the meal that you will not find here, right? So it's like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And as an Indian in New Zealand, what is like your perspective? What do you think is a general perspective that you'd give to a fellow person from maybe Southeast Asia about being in New Zealand for someone who's obviously never been here before?
Never been here before.
Yeah.
Okay, so it depends on the circumstances under which they're coming here, right? But I think if you fall in love with the outdoors, that I think is the best way that you can experience New Zealand. Now, why I say this is because if you, let's say, want to go and party or let's say go clubbing or see historical sites or whatever, like that's the same in every country, right? But what makes New Zealand really unique is its biodiversity and its outdoors. And what I also tell people is like it's one of the cheapest ways to experience any country is it's outdoors, because people don't realize how cheap it is to tramp. You know, whichever country you go to, like you backpack and you start walking, that's the cheapest way to make stuff happen, geographically and from a like for a lot of people who come to New Zealand, and I'm sure you are aware of this as well, they are told by Immigration New Zealand like you need to let go of, let's say, your dirty shoes and all of that, and that's because the biodiversity here is unique. And one of the reasons it's unique is because New Zealand has been geographically isolated for millions of years from the rest of the continents. So over a period of time, it has its own unique plants and animal ecosystem.
All our animals are soft and cute, except
Yes,
for white-tailed spiders.
yes, but I don't think white-tailed spiders are poisonous, right?
Yeah, they can kill some people.
Okay,
So, like, you can be more allergic to it. I think I've been bitten a couple of times, but I was just a bit itchy.
right.
But depends. Yeah.
I will stay away from white-tailed spiders,
Yeah.
provided I know what they look like.
They're black. It's actually the way that they walk is how you know it's a white-tailed spider. So, like, normal spiders walk quite like fast and kind of skittish, right? They're like ooh,
Yep.
but a white-tailed spider is like do do do
Oh, so it knows it's
do
poisonous.
because it knows that it's big and like powerful, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
And like even when it sees you, it's just like
What are you going to do about it?
but yeah, I kill those things as soon as I see them because I hate them. I found one in my bedroom the other day and I was petrified because it was so big. It was like,
Yep.
how did it get that big? It's been in my room this whole time.
Yep.
But yeah, so I know that you have a travel bug. I have a travel bug as well.
Yep.
What's the best experience overseas that you've had?
I think the best experience that I have had overseas was Vietnam and Indonesia. And while I had planned an Indonesian trip, Vietnam kind of happened by coincidence. And what I mean by that is like I wanted a scuba diving license for a long time, and which I ultimately went and got it in Indonesia. Absolutely beautiful. In fact, that trip was where I got an epiphany, if I were to call it that, where I was on the boat and we were going to the dive site, and you're like cruising between islands at high speed, and you're in the scuba diving gear and all of that stuff, and then you're like, man, this is the kind of lifestyle.
Do you feel like James Bond, but
Oh,
like
100%.
a
It's
secret
like,
agent?
oh yeah, 100%. It's like not just that. I mean, it's so liberating, that experience, and especially once you dive, and then um, you're looking at turtles and manta rays and all of. Although we didn't get to see manta rays on that trip, but it's fascinating. It's like completely different. You can't speak, right? So you only your it's like auditory
Yeah.
senses, right? And then you observe everything, and then there's this time where the instructor was doing some evaluations with me and I cleared it, so he was working on the other guys. So he basically said, using sign language, that you just wait on the ocean floor or whatever. So I was just chilling there with my knees on the ground and then looking around, and there was this reef underwater, right? And the entire reef came to life, and this is all small fishes of different kinds. It's like a metropolitan city underwater, completely alien but beautiful. On the way back, we had a layover via Vietnam, and that's when me and my friend, we decided we'll extend, and then we'll see a couple of places. And that's where another coincidence sort of happened. Is I ended up finding a place which did deep water soloing. It's essentially rock climbing, but you're on a boat. They take you to a rock which is protruding out of the ocean. Then you
That is
climb.
so random. Never heard of that before.
Oh, you need to look into it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You know what's the best
And if
part?
you fall into the water, right? So it's not too
So
bad. Is it free? Free?
free solo, and that's the best part
Wow.
about it. It's like you turn into a kid. It's like you climb, you fall, you climb, you fall, and you keep doing that over and over again. It's absolute
That's
fun.
really smart, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Another thing, I ended up on the Vietnamese trip, right? I ended up finding like an Airbnb, which was right smack in the middle of the ocean, tucked away between like various kind of, away from the crowds, away from everything. Like you have to get on a boat to reach there, and then it's like a floating houseboat kind of a thing, and then you stay there overnight. And guess the price.
20, $30.
$10.
$10.
ten
That
dollars a
is
night
such a bargain.
with food as well.
As and food. And like does it include like everybody like as a group?
Just you,
One person.
one person.
That's still really good though.
Oh,
That's
that's amazing.
crazy.
Yep. It was
I
such a,
don't think I could feed myself for $10 a day.
like, it just blew my mind what you can find if you just slightly curious and dig around a bit.
Wow, that's
Yep.
so cool. So like in saying that you extended your trip, do you recommend for people to like go for like longer trips?
100%.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. So, and what I also tell people is like, look, everybody travels for a different reason. But what I tell people, if you really really want to experience a place, is like read about that place, read a little bit about uh, the history, the geography, and all, and the culture and all of that stuff, so that when you go there you will see things come to life. But what I would also recommend is plan out itinerary that align with your hobbies and interests. So for example, since I am into outdoors, I will look for outdoor activities in that region because that bring me a lot of fulfillment. And some of these places have their own unique outdoor activities. Like for example, deep water soloing is not available everywhere, right? If you are into food, for example, I know you are into food, like cultural cuisine and all of that is something. So that's how I generally like to plan my trips, because that gives me the most amount of fulfillment. But for each their own.
Yeah. That's really good advice. So can you tell me how you got into your passion for the outdoors?
Yes. So long time back, my parents they sent me to the Himalayas for an adventure course, and I remember that's my first experience I had with like outdoor rock climbing and stuff. And I remember like we the first time they lowered us from a rock, and like you're in a valley and you're suspended from a rock, and then you're looking down, and I remember feeling the sense of excitement and the sense of um, initially you're scared when you're getting lowered, but then there comes a point when you are there, you're suspended, you look down, and after some time the fear evaporates, and then you feel, I don't know what it is, like amazing, like the whole experience of like trekking for days, looking at those beautiful mountains. um, you're in a group of friends, so you guys are having a lot of fun. That's how I got into it. And then yes, they exposed us to a lot of other activities like whitewater rafting and all of those things, and I started liking that. And fast forward to my undergrad, I started with engineering, dropped out of engineering, got into my business administration. During that time, I got a lot more time on my hands to actually go ahead and do other things. And tramping became a sort of vessel for me to like travel. And I was able to find like amazing, like off the map. Like I had some very like, good friends who were very serious about this stuff, right? So they had like maps and GPS and professional gear and all of that stuff. Like we would not go on like touristy trails all the time. Like we would actually hunt for like the difficult ones, find infinity pools tucked away in the middle of some forest, and then just go, and it's like it's to your, you have it for yourself. Like nobody else is aware that it exists. But
That's really cool. Yeah, so you kind of landed in a good spot though by accident, right? Because
100%.
we're known for the Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Yeah, so a lot of people when they extend their visas, right? For them, it's about career and all of that stuff, which makes sense. In my case, it's part of the reason is that, but one of my main motives is so that I get more time where I can then go ahead and actually travel and see the length and breadth of the country, right? So that's one of my big motivators for getting my post-study work visa as well. And I think 3 years is a long enough time where you can actually explore most of the cities.
Yeah, I think that is a long enough time, definitely. It's a
Yeah,
very small country.
yeah.
But yeah. What are your top five adventure sport activities?
Climbing 100%.
Yeah.
But I have to give a disclaimer in the sense that I'm not a pro climber. Okay. I want to become decently good. I got an opportunity here with the UC Climbing Club to go a bunch of times. Uh, but obviously, because of other stuff on the plate, like the time is insufficient. I've already identified a couple of rock climbing schools where I want to go and like get the skill, get the gear so that I can go ahead and actually do most of it. So that's one. Scuba diving has become another one for me. Things that I really want to do, like way up on my bucket list, is skydiving. So I have found out the quotations for like schools up in North Island, where I want to go and get my license as well. The one thing I don't want to do with skydiving is be strapped to somebody else while doing it. Like the freedom of actually jumping on your own, like I love that. So let's see if it happens. But yeah, these three would be the best.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting their skydivers in New Zealand at the moment. It's kind of a trend, I would say.
you,
It's quite
you guys
interesting.
are the way I say it is, you guys are the mecca for adventure sports.
Yeah.
Bungee jumping, rock climbing,
Yeah.
tramping, skydiving, like this
Yeah.
is what New Zealanders are in a way.
Yeah.
Outdoors, mountain biking. Speaking of mountain biking, I tried a couple of mountain biking trails here, and I was so shocked to find out like there are old people
Oh, yeah.
who look like they might just break their bones
Yeah.
and never
I
recover from it,
know.
and those guys are
They're
absolutely
going
ripping
so
the trail.
fast.
Yeah, like
They're going down some slope like this as well, and you're like, okay.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Hopefully they have life insurance or
no, but
health insurance
yeah,
at
but
least.
all the power to them. Like
Yeah,
it's awesome.
exactly. Yeah, I know one guy who does mountain biking. I think he works at Evo or something. And he's like, I've never broken a bone before. I'm like, just you wait.
Yeah.
You will one day.
Yeah.
So like comparing the New Zealand sports scene like to India, what is the biggest differences there?
Okay. So uh, it depends on what kind of sport you're talking about. New Zealand has better infrastructure. In New Zealand has definitely better facilities, infrastructure, more education within the sports field. India has got a lot of challenges. India's sporting system is plagued with a lot of challenges. So you have government which doesn't take sports seriously, which impedes a lot of young talent from actually reaching its full potential. That being said, there are so many people that there are a lot of people who are doing really great. So we have only now started getting into a bunch of other sports and started getting some recognition on a global stage. Cricket,
Yeah.
we are fanatics about cricket in India. It's a religion, so we are definitely good at that. But that's on a like a professional level and mostly like track and field and athletics and all the major sports. When I talk about all the other sports, right, adventure sports and all of that stuff, here there are a lot of people who have been exposed to that at a very early age, right? In India, now things have started growing, but I feel like there's so much more that you can do to get people out in the nature, and rock climbing is not popular, for example, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, rock climbing is not
Interesting.
popular, partly because we don't have like rock climbing places where people can go and rock climb in the cities and stuff like you guys have.
Right. There are facilities like indoor
Yeah,
facilities.
and as an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, perfect opportunity.
Just give a bunch of locals in India some business ideas around sports right now.
I mean, the better idea is like you guys already have a couple of established facilities, right? Just go and facilitate their expansion in the other region. So I've been looking into that because, I mean, these are just ideations for
Yeah, of
me.
course.
But when I look at this, okay, so the spending ability for a lot of people in India has started going up. In terms of average population densities in the region, they are exceedingly high. So, for example, my city alone has more population than entire New Zealand, right? And it's an IT hub, so which means people make good salaries. They'll be willing to spend on like rock climbing and whatever price you give them, right? And especially for kids and all of that. So there's great potential there, but just an idea.
Yeah,
So
just an idea.
I keep thinking about it a lot of times. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, going back to also your interactions here. So obviously you just said the city you come from is more than the population of New Zealand.
Yeah.
Like, does that make a huge difference in communication, you think?
When you say communication, what do you mean?
Like when you
Like
talk to
strangers?
strangers?
No. So okay, so India is a very diverse country. We have different languages in almost every state. It's like I go from, for the audiences here, if I go from like Christchurch to Dunedin, different language, different dress, different housing architecture, everything is different. But there is a lot of integration, and we have like one of the most popularly spoken languages, which is Hindi. A lot of people understand that. But you would be surprised that one of the biggest languages other than Hindi that people speak is English. So, and you have like 100 varieties of accents within that as well, right? So, it's communication has not been a problem as such, because in a lot of cities you'll find like signboards also in English. And yeah, so communication is not really a major challenge these days. Yeah.
I was actually talking more about, those are good points, but I was actually talking about more like how you talk to strangers. Like, not the language that you speak in.
Right.
Like, as in here, when we were talking previously about how someone is more likely to smile at you. So, like, non-verbal communication as well.
Turns out almost all the Indians communicate pretty much
Similar.
similarly. Yeah. So it's there's not a lot of difference.
Oh, that's good then.
Difference actually comes only when you're, let's say, moving from India outside here, for example, right? Internally, not so much. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That makes it easier for like an international student coming here as well. Like a similar like non-verbals and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.